All right.
Good. Welcome to the Raw Doggers Sportscast Live. I am Sean Watson. As with me, as always, is my man, Ryan Kessler. What's going on?
Oh, get through our many technical difficulties.
As always. Yeah, just immediately getting pissed, getting hot. It's hot as shit in this room now. Have the window open. Of course, got the Raw Doggers t-shirt. Still have those. If I know it's been a while, but I'm wearing one tonight. Have them for sale. Hit me up. Might be able to do some free giveaways again. So, and I might just talk about the shirt. You know what I'm saying?
Little rubby rub.
Yeah, something like that. Just want to pull a Bob Kraft. Just pull right out of my hat. This Sean Watson. What are we talking about? All right, so I want to start off tonight. I want to talk about Todd Monken's kind of second big presser that he had in front of. Did you listen to all of it? I know it's a long video. It's about 17 minutes. I didn't know what you're like. You didn't listen to it at all?
No, I seen the two shorts. I did. When you sent it, I didn't see that third link.
That's okay. My biggest takeaway, and I just feel as if like I just feel like the biggest. I always want to ask like your biggest takeaway was. In my mind, the biggest takeaway was, man, how different is he at the mic than Kevin Stefanski?
Yeah, I mean it's been a breath of fresh air since he's joined the organization. That's for sure. That's something. I mean, we've been talking about that, like having the tandem of Bill Belichick Sr. Jr. and Andrew Berry up at the podium, and I mean, I wouldn't even give Kevin Stefanski the Belichick creds with that because at least sometimes he was funny.
Right. Well, speaking of funny, I mean, Monken had I thought he had some kind of some witty spots there during the interview. I always feel like, and I didn't hear any questions from Mary Kay, so I don't know if Mary Kay wasn't at the presser itself.
She usually has something if she's there.
Right. And usually she's the first one called upon. It's almost like, whenever the president has like something, the Rose Garden or whatever, they always give it to like, the senior analyst there, the first question. Usually she gets the first question, and just out of respect. So, I mean, I get that a little bit. The other thing I took away from it is, and I think on more than one occasion, he talked about, hey, our biggest things are, player development. Player development. I think I heard that at least 4 times. It's not just about drafting, but it's about player development. Do you remember hearing that out of Stefanski at all?
No, and the player development, that's the whole thing. I think this fan base has been having this conversation for probably 3 years now about development. What happens up at the mic, and just wanting a guy that shows that he can galvanize the locker room. I think this has always been what Todd Monken's been about. So I think you're kind of getting that. I think the only thing that kind of took us for a turn was, them going to a guy that's in his 60s. So I think that kind of all hit us pretty weirdly once that announcement was made. But he seems like the kind of guy that players will love and fight for. So I mean, that's half the battle right there.
Right. Yeah, I agree with you on that. And if I was with you on this, I thought for sure we were going to go younger. Of course, I thought the Steelers were going to go younger too, and then they hired Mike McCarthy.
Right.
Which I think there was a means to an end. And from what I understand, Aaron Rodgers still hasn't declared yet. He's kind of, I think him and Joel Bitonio are kind of like in a cave together now at this point.
Right.
I mean, because nobody's hearing anything about Bitonio either.
Getting that hallucinogenic.
Ayahuasca.
Yeah.
Ayahuasca. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't understand this with Joel. Like, make your decision, bro.
Yeah. Yeah, because ultimately you're dictating what we're thinking about in this draft.
Right.
I mean, that's what you're doing. I mean, and you want
I mean,
to.
I don't think Joel's really that pivotal for what we do in the draft, because regardless, if he comes back, what are you getting, another year or two out of him? The tackle's the bigger need at the moment anyway, with what they did in free agency. But like, dude, just make your decision.
No, but I guess what I'm saying is it's not so much him doing that. I think I don't know if he's thinking about it that way, but ultimately our front office is being held hostage to a certain point by Joel Bitonio not declaring, deciding what
Sure.
he wants to do. I mean,
well, and there's going to be cap considerations there too, like if he comes back. So,
great point.
Yeah, I would hope this would have been done here by the beginning of April.
Right.
And now we're a week and a half away from the draft. I mean,
right.
I'm sure they have all that stuff figured out, whether he stays or retires. I feel like since it's been this long, he's coming back. You know what I mean?
Same way with Rodgers.
Rodgers, I don't know, because I don't really think he really had that great of a relationship with McCarthy, did he?
See, and that's the thing. I don't know if anybody really knows that. I mean, we know he didn't want to get pushed out by Jordan Love, right?
Right. Well, I mean, that was kind of the same situation with Rodgers and Favre at the end of Favre's career.
Right.
I don't think that had much to do with the coaching staff, but was McCarthy there during Favre's in run there? His home run left.
Yeah, you went Holmgren.
Seattle.
Was Favre gone? Did he go to the Jets by then?
I can't remember.
Yeah, I'd have to look that up too. I can't remember.
I think McCarthy, that was like his first or second year. I'd have to look that back up.
Right.
A long time.
So one of the shorts I wanted to go ahead and play for you guys was it was the whole thing about, and like I said, I feel like these are almost like entrapment sessions. They're trying to get something out of Monken, regardless of whoever the coach is going to be. It's going to be, they wanted to slip up, right? Am I wrong about that?
Not wrong, Walter.
Yeah. And I just, so the first one I wanted to play, and I thought that this was pretty good, was when they were talking about the NFL head coaches. Every year, the NFL head coaches for the season, after all the head coaching hires have been made, they get together for a group photo. And there was two guys that were gone from the photo. One of them was Monken. The other one was Sean McVay. Now, Sean McVay has not been scrutinized, has not been questioned. And I went a deep dive on this. Has not been. And he also missed one in 2019. But yet, not just the national press, but also the Cleveland local press was talking about this. Go ahead and play the one where they're questioning Monken about that.
Oh, I really don't give a shit. I mean, it had nothing to do with me. I mean, they moved the meeting. I didn't miss it. I was just trying to get a sweet haircut. I mean, that's what I was trying to do. And then they moved the meeting. Now, you can blame that I should have been at the meeting when they moved it up and my ass would have known that's when it was. Yeah, okay, I got you. And it was disappointing. I waited my whole life to be a head coach. I'm not in the head coach's picture. You'd think with AI they could have done that quickly and got me in there. But no, it's the way it is. It'll be under the bridge, and what'll matter most is how we move from here and do we win or not. That ultimately, none of that will matter. Oh, I
actually thought about just using AI and trying to put Monken in this picture with a sweet ass haircut. And just send it.
Get him like Mark.
Send it in and see him what he thinks.
Get a Mark McGrath haircut on him.
Just
frost them tips, baby.
And the Sugar Ray in it. I love it.
Yeah,
I love it. I think so. I love that clip just because you just feel like he's like just one like half a hair away from saying, go fuck yourself.
Mm-hmm.
But he doesn't. He doesn't take that bait. You feel like the rage coming through a little bit, and then he just kind of takes the high road, but he gives him the sweet haircut line.
They say he sounds like a football coach, but he has like that fan mentality.
Right.
A little bit, I think.
Right.
Guy that's had his Saturdays or Sundays putting down a 30 block and eating way too much meat.
The other one I wanted to talk about,
twice
too,
this
and
year.
I did a little bit of a deep dive on this. And this is the national press. I should have went ahead and sent you the video of that too. I think it was on NFL Network, and I can't even remember what jerk off was on that. But they were talking about blowing this whole thing about Myles Garrett and not showing up for the voluntary OTAs. Every single year they do this. Now, we know Myles Garrett in the offseason last year was talking about on Super Bowl Row about how unhappy he was. And I just feel like the bottom feeders are there. We got to talk about something. We got the draft that's less than 2 weeks out. But yeah, let's talk about Myles Garrett and why he wasn't at OTAs.
Yeah, it's filler. It's this time of the year, right? Nothing going on.
Yeah.
Right after free agency, right before the draft. See, they used to have rookie signings happening around this time. Top 2 or 3 picks would be getting a boatload of money for no fucking reason.
Yeah. So that was something for them to talk about.
Right.
And now it just keeps heating up. Of course, with the draft that's coming up, you're having all this shit coming out of the woodwork.
Well, and the Myles stuff, I think people are just, they want that trade. Somebody wants a trade to happen, and they're trying to get anything that's remotely near that possibility happening thrown into the news cycle.
Yeah, so Myles, no surprise here. I dug clear back to when he was drafted. So his rookie season, he showed up for, for the OTAs, the voluntary OTAs. He did also the following year. And then that's it. Then we went into COVID. Kevin Stefanski, by the way, Kevin Stefanski got hired. Guess what? Myles wasn't there. He wasn't there for the voluntary OTAs.
Anybody that we don't have to worry about being at the OTAs is Myles.
Yeah. But then all the Jim Schwartz bootlickers, I want to tell you something about that, about Myles Garrett. Jim Schwartz got hired in 2023. Yeah, 2021. Sorry. So he got hired. Guess what? Myles Garrett, not at the voluntary OTAs. So everybody's saying that, Myles pissed off about Schwartz not being there. He wasn't there when Jim Schwartz got hired either. And he wasn't there the following year when Jim Schwartz was there.
Dude's put his time in. I mean, to me, all that the offseason stuff, the offensive linemen need to be there, the quarterbacks need to be there, and wide receivers need to be there. And especially if there's new guys in that group.
And go ahead and play. I want you to go ahead and play that clip there of when Monk and when they're asking the Cleveland media now is asking him this.
This is voluntary for our players to be here. I think if you asked every coach in the NFL would they like every player to be there, that of course. I think there's certain parts of what we do from a connection standpoint, that I think is important to be here. From a schematic standpoint, from a work standpoint, not so much. And it is our job to make it to where the guys want to be here. I mean, not just by the job, but by their development, by the camaraderie, being part of a team. I mean, hell, I've been part of a team since I've been 5 years old. There's nothing like it. I wouldn't miss it because that's me. That's how I'm wired. But it is voluntary. Myles will be ready. I'm not worried about Myles. I've said before, this is voluntary.
Now, is there anything that you get out of that? I mean, because now a lot of the fans are saying, well, he was kind of a backhanded deal toward Myles. And if you're Todd Monken, that's not how you want to approach this.
I feel like if you read that, you probably would get that description, but just watching that, I don't think that was a backhanded.
Yeah. I don't think
comment, Myles.
I agree with you on that. And that's the last thing is, Todd Monken's waited all his career to finally get a head coaching position. And this is not what you want to do to a 5-time, all pro, a guy that's already starting to, etch his name in the Ring of Honor. Of course, it's going to be at the new stadium, when that goes up there.
Right.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't get a lot out of that, except for the fact that the press was still, once again, they're just trying to goat him into saying something.
Yeah, and Monken's been around how long? is he really going to come in and try to piss off his best player?
Right. 100%.
The first job he gets, I don't think that's what's going to happen. Especially, it's not like Miles. I mean, I think we've all wanted him to be a better captain, leader, but it's not like he's been a malcontent. I mean, he just goes out there and does his fucking job.
Right.
So it's like, can't be. What are you going to do by lighting a fire under that situation?
You're probably going to piss the guy off. You are going to piss the guy off at that point.
Right.
So, if anything, so you know what Myles Garrett does during the OTAs? Well, right now he's hanging out in Japan, probably with his Olympic girlfriend, right? So, but you know what he does? He does Pilates and martial arts. Myles Garrett needs to be the fucking trainer. Have you seen that dude? Maybe he needs to be the trainer. You can say, hey,
Yeah.
Myles, why don't you come in here and we want everybody to look like a brick shit house.
Right.
Don't question what Myles Garrett does.
Yeah, I have no. I think he'll know exactly what the defense is going to be. It's going to be, hey, go out there and take 3 blocks on and be a fucking animal.
Right. By the way, going back to Stefanski in the year he was hired, actually, it was the following year after 2021 where Myles missed the OTAs. He set a new personal sack record of 16 that year.
Right.
So don't question Myles Garrett in the voluntary OTAs.
Right.
All right.
We had a new quarterback and the dude didn't show up. You know, okay. Like A-Rod not showing up to OTAs Pittsburgh last year. I don't think he did for the Jets either. That to me is like, you're basically the coach on the field. I think you should be at those types of things.
Right. So, all right. Another big story I wanted to break, or not break. It's been all around the sports media. Is Mike Vrabel and Diana Rossini and the whole situation that's going on there. Now, there's a website that's called Page 6, and they're the ones that originally took these photos. And the captions that were on the photos, first, let me lay it out for you if anybody hasn't heard. So, Mike Vrabel was at the University of Arizona, and Diana Rossini happened to be at this resort. It was what was it called again? It was Sedona. It was in Sedona, Arizona. Apparently, she said that she was there with a couple friends, a couple female friends of hers. Mike Vrabel was all the way over at the University of Arizona. Mike Vrabel decided to take a 2-hour drive over 125 miles to meet Diana Rossini at this pretty posh resort that's in that's over there in Sedona, Arizona. At which point,
Beautiful.
Afterwards, he went ahead. Yeah. So these are some of the pictures that this Page 6 went ahead and took undercover. Now, Vrabel and Rossini, both, they've kind of collabed on what their story is going to be here. Oh, look at that. Now, I questioned my wife about this last night. I said, okay, she couldn't tell you Mike Vrabel from, whoever. And definitely not Rossini. But I said, I just want you to look at these pictures. And back that one up, Ryan, just for a second. One more. That one. So Rossini went ahead and Vrabel both said that they were there. There was 4 other people, 6 total. But the undercover camera person never caught a shot of any of those. And there was an eyewitness, according to Page 6, that stated that Mike Vrabel was only seen with a girl. Rossini, I would assume.
Nice.
Yes. By the way, this rooftop deal that they're standing on right here, as it's overlooking the mountains, and according to Page 6, looking over a sunset, that is $2,100 a night. But going back to what I asked my wife, I said, what do you think about this? I said, just look at these pictures. What's this guy doing? And she's like, Well, the full finger thing, I could see the hug and stuff, but then you're holding each other's hands like that. What do you think about this? And I guess they went ahead and offered TMZ somewhere in the neighborhood of like 4 figures to go ahead and sell these photos, and they turned it down. The New York Post ended up buying them, and now it's just. And today there's a story that was on NFL Network where Sims and what's the other dude that's on there? The one with Sims' son. And
yeah. Florio.
Yeah, Florio, that's it. Sorry. So I guess it's gotten even a little bit deeper. So The Athletic has not come out and said they've suspended Rossini, but they've said that she's at this time no longer reporting. So
well, and I sent you that montage too of her like pretty much shitting on her husband.
Yes. By the way, both of these two, I should have said that. Both of these two have been married. Mike Vrabel, of course, went to the Ohio State University, met his wife there. They were married in 1999. They have 2 grown boys, 2 grown men now. And Rossini ended up marrying the CEO of Shake Shack.
Yeah, I think people in these circles, this is probably a little more common than we like to imagine in the reporter coaches circle.
But
I mean, they just met up because they're friends. Yeah, okay. I mean, that looks like that they're behind their room fucking dancing or something.
Well, and one of the eyewitnesses said they didn't have a photo of it, said that they were dancing. Now, I don't know how you didn't get that picture or how you didn't get that video.
Well, and who the fuck is just spying on them like this?
Well, and this page 6 came out with the story. Apparently, I think they went and hired somebody. They hired an undercover.
Like they had to have some sort of knowledge of like where these people were. And if he's hightailing it, what you say it was 200 miles or whatever, where he was?
2-hour drive to meet at the MB.
2-hour drive.
Yeah, Ambient from the University of Arizona to the Ambiente Hotel in Sedona, Arizona. 125 miles.
Oh, dude, Braves is getting it. You're not driving. You're not driving that far.
2 hours. I agree.
You're not driving that far to fuck around. Dude.
Right.
No way.
So she originally was a beat writer when she worked for ESPN. She was originally a beat writer that covered the Tennessee Titans. Mike Vrabel started coaching there in 2014. So they've known each other for that long. The future Corsi cheese, right?
That's good.
Yeah. 100%. 100%. So I just the whole thing with that. The other thing I wanted to ask you about this is, remember when Mike Vrabel was talking about cutting off half of his dick just to win another ring? Of course, he won 3 with the Patriots.
He definitely broke off part of it in her, I'm sure.
Was she there to find out? Was there a text? Was there a text that went between the two? And she's like, picks her, it didn't happen.
I need to see it. Just a tip. Just see how it feels for a second.
The other thing with
instead of sending a picture, he just showed the fuck up.
Right. Rossini also was accused by Jessica McLaughlin, who was the wife of Redskins GM Scott McLaughlin during the whole double franchise tag. And when that story broke in 2015, basically Scott McLaughlin's wife went ahead and went out on X, Twitter at the time, and accused Diana Rossini of sleeping with her husband to get insider information when it came to the Redskins organization. And if you know anything about what we've talked about the Redskins organization, they're pretty themselves.
That's what I'm saying, dude. She's not the only one. And like the videos that I've seen of her, like, oh, I went to Miami and, we partied so hard, my husband wouldn't look at me the same. And they're like, what? It's like, it's not what I meant. Oh, okay. Mm-hmm.
Right. And also came out, and she was talking about this past Super Bowl. She was talking about how their marriage is failing. But then she like tried to backtrack on it. Oh, I'm just kidding. Or something to that.
Yeah, that dude's pounding out the nanny. He don't give a shit.
Anyway, I guess
Anywho.
So Jessica McLaughlin went ahead and later on rescinded, her tweets. She took them down, went ahead and apologized to ESPN about this. But what I'm saying is, where there's smoke, there's fire, right?
Right. Oh, yeah.
Am I wrong?
Not wrong.
She's been at a Diddy party or two.
Probably has.
If I was that photographer, how are you not putting like a thing of baby oil in the picture somewhere? What we're doing. So, like I said, where there's smoke, there's fire. And apparently, like I said, the Athletic has went ahead and not suspended her, but kind of suspended her until they investigate this further on their own. Definitely not a good look for Diana Rossini. Mike Vrabel's going to be fine. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Patriots organization, Bob Kraft getting rub and tugs down at the organs of Asia, Bill Belichick, doing the shit that he's done over the years, Spygate. Yeah. Vrabel's going to be fine. He's just out there just trying to get some strange. And it's probably not strange anymore. They've known each other since 2015, at least.
Right.
So, all right. Anything else you want to bring?
Sure, those draft night parties in Indianapolis are a good time for the reporters.
That's a great point. And it'll be interesting to find out also if Rossini is back out there for the Athletic by the time the NFL draft rolls around. Because I can guarantee you that if she is, she's probably going to get the cameras on her as much as she is any draft pick that's called up on that stage.
Right. That'll be the story.
She better hide in the green room. Just watch out for Mike.
Start banging players, Rossini. Start banging players, Rossini. Jeez.
All right. Want to go ahead and bring this up. We went ahead and threw this out on lots of our social media. Thank you, everybody over on TikTok, Facebook, YouTube. Had James Frank there, went ahead and sent one into us via Messenger. He said he wasn't able to post, but we're going to go ahead and give you credit for those with the 2 weeks, leading up to. Yeah, there's James. Thanks, James, for submitting a mock draft. What we did is we went ahead and asked for just the first 4 rounds. So picks, 6, 24, 39, 70, and 107 without any trades. And you tell us what you think the draft's going to look like for the Browns. Once again, this was without trades. There's, we guarantee there's going to be trades. There's probably going to be trades probably with the Browns. We're really kind of hoping it's not going to be at least those first 2 picks, right? Unless for some reason the guy's not there that we want, and it depends on it. It's a deal too good for us to turn down. But I'm tired of dropping back a little bit, and it's gonna cost you. So James here has Mekhi Lemon going at pick 6. James, I don't know if you like Carnell Tate more than Mekhi Lemon. Ryan and I talked about Mekhi Lemon, and it came down to that presser when he was at the combine, and I'm like, man, this guy just sounds like an absolute head case.
Right.
So
the man cave, pretty much a little bit of what we talked about.
Yeah.
With the Cowboys trying to trade up, you can get an extra first.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, like we said, I think Lemon has all the traits, physical traits, probably going to ball out maybe his first year or 2, but
what?
Just seems like an AJ Brown in waiting.
And you know what else I don't like about Mekhi Lemon? And this is a few different guys that it's been graded pretty high as far as wide receiver. He's not big. He's not a big receiver. I think he's like 5'11". Okay, so I'm thinking of him more as like a slot guy. That's not what we really need. And I feel
No, we need some size.
we need a big dude. We need a big guy. So Caden Proctor, I also had it in one of the mocks that I did, and I threw it on the social media post too. There's a lot of different guys that are talking about Proctor at 24, or Proctor, period. You know, the guy's huge. He's a mammoth. I guess he's able to like squat 850 pounds, but the guy maxed out at like 370, but he wants to get down to 350. Mike and the boys, thanks guys over there at the Man Cave on their podcast. Go check them out too over on TikTok. Mike and I have kind of we've been texting back and forth a little bit, but Proctor definitely, from what I understand, at least what he's telling me is he doesn't have great feet. He gets pushed around a lot. He's not great at stopping guys off the edge that are much quicker. And I can see that.
That's what I worry about.
Right. According to his weight. And obviously the problem with the weight also is, you know, are we going to have a DeJuan Jones situation? Now, I like to have two huge guys as like the bookends of the offensive line? 100%. And I'm kind of up in the air about Proctor too. Go ahead.
I mean, DeJuan Jones kind of had issues with the speed guys coming out, and I think he kind of worked through some of that. It's just the ability to stay on the field. That's the only thing I have qualms about with Proctor. I think, you know, you're going to have the right regimen for this guy to stick down around 350.
Yeah,
because he's like 6'7.5". So I mean, him being at 350, he's going to be mobile enough, but just a matter of staying on the field. It's going to be interesting to see what tackle they end up going with. You know, we tried the switching guys from right to left, so it's going to be interesting to see what Andrew Berry does there. And
Proctor was over on the right hand side too, and then he moved over to the left, and he kind of found a home there. You know, and it's not like it's not a big school. We're not talking about, you know, Liberty here,
right?
Okay,
no, and he's obviously had to play the best competition.
This is Alabama. And as much as we hate on the SEC, this is still a major program. So D'Angelo Pons, I've had him in some mocks. I want to go back to D'Angelo Pons and what I really liked about him. And it comes back to, I mentioned this before, the national championship game. This dude was one-on-one with Jeremiah Smith from Ohio State, and he was causing him problems. And he was like one of the only corners. And I like that pick. I do like that pick at 39.
Yeah.
What do you think?
I do like that pick there. And if there's one thing Barry's done well is picking the secondary. So
yeah,
seems like we can actually develop that position.
Right. Oscar Delp, tight end from Georgia. I've heard his name being thrown out there. Of course, the guy that's absolutely looks like a Myles Garrett chiseled type dude is Kendrick Sadiq out of Oregon. And that guy there, I mean, he's just an absolute monster. He just looks like somebody cut like an ice sculpture with a chainsaw. I mean, but yeah, Oscar Delp, he'd be that guy. And then Zakee Wheatley. I don't remember this guy. I mean, of course, we watch a lot of Ohio State too, but I don't remember him at safety. I don't know. Would that be like a strong safety situation? Would that be a free safety situation?
I mean, they're going to need depth at the safety spot regardless.
Right.
So
right.
Behind Hickman, I think the two their contracts ran out that we signed before last year, right? Can't think of his name. But yeah, once you get down to the fourth round, you're it's a very hit and miss. So, but yeah, I don't really remember him out of Penn State, but that's definitely a position of need, I think, for at least for special teams help. And we play a lot of three safety, so if he can come in there and play in the box. The good thing about our safeties is they're both pretty versatile. They can both play in the box. They can both play in the slot if needed.
Well,
play a lot of 4-2-5. So
yeah. So you got Delpit, and then they went ahead and brought Hickman back, right?
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I can't think of the guy's name off. I know what you're talking about too. but I can't think of who that is right off the get.
No, but I like it. I like the, we're going to need another tight end with Njoku gone.
Yeah.
I think a good place to get that here is in the middle rounds of the draft.
Sure.
So
I like it.
Not bad at all.
Thanks, James.
And yeah, we're big Tate fans at 6, but
yeah,
I could see Lemon being the guy.
He's small for me. I mean,
well, he's small for me. I'm just
Andrew
Berry. We haven't seen him pick a wide receiver high, so
yeah,
we don't really have that
track
record.
I mean,
what he likes.
And here's the conundrum here. If Tate's gone, and you and I talked about it last week, are you going to trade back at that point? Because there's probably going to be some premium players that people are willing to give up some draft capital for.
That's where, if Tate's gone at 6, that's where I would say you could trade back to 10 or 11 or whatever.
Right.
Or that Cowboys situation that 12 and 20 there. So
pull one over on.
That's where I would say you could trade back. But if they don't trade back, I would almost think it's going to be Lemon there.
Yeah.
But I don't see him reaching for a tackle at 6.
Well, and the guys, like Tony Grossi, they're like, all these guys are flying around now. They're just throwing whatever out there at this point. You and I talked about, I don't know if any of these tackles, and I understand building your football program from the line out, and I'm all about that. But boy, oh boy, I just can't see spending. I mean, there's, Orlando Pace isn't in this draft. Can we agree on that?
Yeah.
Okay, so I don't know, whether it be Freeling, whether it be Caden Proctor, Blake Miller, which I kind of had further out in my draft too, out of Clemson. Really starting to like that guy. I was reading up on him.
Yeah, I mean, what's to stop them from just going to tackle at that first pick in the second round they have?
Yeah. And
tell me, those guys should be ready to strap up and play day one.
Well, no, there's a lot of the arguments with the Browns fans are like, if these first 2 picks aren't, week 1 ready, we don't want them.
Right.
I mean, do you agree with that?
Well, I'm huge on getting Tate and Denzel Boston.
Oh,
get some size in that wide receiving room,
and just you're waiting till the second round to go.
Well, I think you could probably get Boston in the second round, or if you need to move up a little bit. But
okay,
I think that 24 pick should be your tackle if that's what you're going to do in the first round. Try to get a tackle there because there should be a couple there. Freeling, Proctor, one of the guys from Utah might be there. So
yeah, Caleb.
But you never know. And like I said too, you could trade up a little bit from 24 without giving up the farm to go get a tackle that you like.
Well, and another guy that he was moving up the big board quite a bit was Spencer Fano out of Utah.
Yeah.
And then Caleb Alomu, who also played right next to him, in Utah, is kind of projected to still be there. But Fano, what's nice about him is he's kind of that swing tackle that you were always talking about. He's the guy that he can play several different positions. So, and I know he's pretty high up on the board too.
I mean, they're going to be drafting somebody to play left tackle.
Right. All right. Go ahead and go on to the next one. Once again, thanks everybody for submitting these mocks.
But yeah, trade Judy. Well, that is an option, but also I think that might be how you get the best out of him, or that might be how he just ends up getting waived. Who knows? But I don't think we need to wait around for Jerry Judy at this point.
And the thing about it is, when do you want to trade Judy? Like,
right. I mean,
are you making a move?
I don't know what you're going to get back out of him with what the cap situation is with them either. So,
I mean, but what I'm saying is, what are you getting for Judy?
It would be a 4th or 5th round pick.
At least.
With this cap money, I don't know.
I mean,
because it's almost like
I think you could be down at 6 or 7 land with Judy.
Oh yeah.
I mean,
I thought you meant the other way.
With the block hands he was showing, last year, just being ass, just straight ass. Okay,
right.
Say what you will. You know what? And I hope that Monken, you want to talk about developing players and getting the offense to click. Jerry Judy, go out and show us, man. You want to be on this team?
Yeah, because he brought up Bond. I think Bond at the end of the year, especially if the quarterback situation goes the way we want it to with Shador, seemed like they had a little bit of a connection. Judy's going to be playing for time, or going to be going up against guys for time, especially if they get Tate or somebody hit high in the first round. Like Bond's right on his nips there for wide receiver too.
Yeah.
But I also think too, if you do move him down into just being mostly slot or your third wide receiver, he could be productive until you could find a way to get him the hell out of here.
And even when he was in Denver, he was the 2.
Right.
So asking him to be your 1 is not really his forte.
Yeah, unless famous Jameis is slinging it to him.
Right. He catches everything from Jameis. Just out there making Jameis look good. All right. Bring up the next mock.
That was for...
This came over on TikTok, I believe.
Aiden?
No. This was the llama. I like the name, by the way. I think I sent you that. I know I did.
Yeah, you sent it to me.
Okay.
There's a bunch of...
Oh, no, that's fine. I'm sorry.
Is it this one?
Yeah, so actually this guy, the real llama 17. You want to go ahead and follow?
Appreciate the entry.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you. So this guy here went ahead and he actually drafted all the way out. So, which we were just going to cover through 107. He has Sonny Styles going to the Browns at 6. Now, do I love Sonny Styles? 100%. Do I love Arvell Reese? 100%. Sonny Styles, and here's my thing with him. If Sonny Styles is still there at 6, that's the kind of player, and let's say that Carnell Tate's gone. That's the kind of player that you could get somebody to move up, and we might be able to go ahead and get a little more draft capital and not have to move that far. And in my mind, of course, you're rolling the dice there. You always are.
Yeah, and we brought in more talent at the linebacker position in free agency.
Yeah.
So it's not even, and the defense that we run, it's not like you have a 5-man front where you could be, that edge player like a TJ Watt or something like that.
Yeah.
I just don't know if he fits for what we do defensively. Would he be great? I'm sure he would be awesome.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that the best, but you also said no trades. So maybe, who knows what happened with his simulation.
Well, and usually with these, there's a little blue circle right here when there is a trade. Although when I screenshot it, I might have cut it off. I can't remember. I think he sent actually 2 of them into us. But yeah, Sonny Styles, I love him. Love him.
I'll say this though, Omar Cooper Jr. I think might end up being one of the better wide receivers out of this draft.
Yeah, and I see a lot of mocks with the Browns with Omar Cooper Jr. Yeah, I do see a lot of those. Once again, if you look at his look at his measurables, he's not big. He's just not a big. He's not a big wide receiver. Yeah. And that's the problem I have with that. I just feel like if you're going to go ahead and take, a wide receiver, you need to get a big dude. We're playing in the AFC North. It's the same thing when we talked about the Browns drafting Dylan Gabriel. By the way, who I wish the Browns would just get rid of him because the guy's not going to start.
No.
Get what you can get.
He's not even.
Get what you can get now.
You can get a better backup quarterback literally on the waiver wire.
But
yeah, I think Sonny Styles was a safety. His brother played safety. Right?
Yeah, Lorenzo Styles, and actually a couple of the mocks I did had Lorenzo Styles still out there at the 7th round, even with the 40 time that he ran at the combine. And I actually, my earlier mock that I had the Browns picking him up. I think I did about 10 different mocks, and I would say 70% to 80% of them had Lorenzo Styles still in the 7th round and available for us to pick.
Yeah, I mean, And he could be a guy that's picked in the 5th or 6th.
And he could,
but
yeah.
100%. Why not? Why not? I will say this about this front office: they do a lot better of actually, picking up talent out of Ohio State than most of the front offices we've had to live through in our lifetime. So,
yeah,
if you can get a guy like that in the later rounds, I mean, Ronnie Hickman was undrafted.
Yeah, Hickman. I think as far as Luke Whippler, we don't know what's ever going to come of that. Although we talked about this guy last draft was Mr. Mike, who never seems to ever see the field, Mike Hall.
Yeah.
So hit or miss on the Ohio State players, but
we got Denzel.
But you also got Q. You got Quinshon.
Yeah, Quinshon.
So yeah, I'm with you on that. And okay, so Omar Cooper Jr., Chase Besantis. Now, I am not familiar with them. I haven't dove into anything with him. Sam Hecht, OC out of Kansas State. This guy, though, and I think this guy right here might be kind of a steal in the draft, and he was also there in one of the mocks that I did. Isaiah World, offensive tackle out of Oregon.
Right.
I really think this guy here could be kind of a steal to whoever he falls, especially if he falls in the hundreds there. I mean, definitely could be a steal in the draft.
They've done a lot to retool the offensive line, and we don't know for sure if they are going to take a tackle in this draft. We talked about signing the other Buckeye product from the Lions there. He's still out free agency.
He is. Taylor Decker. Yeah.
So it wouldn't surprise me to see it the first tackle they take in the 3rd or 4th round.
And I sent you that the other night. The Dogs podcast was talking about it 2 weeks after we'd already talked about it. And I'm like, what are you guys? We were talking about Taylor Decker a month ago.
Right.
Follow the Raw Dogger Sportscast, guys.
You heard it here first. Yeah, I actually don't mind. I don't mind this at all. I mean, obviously, I just don't see the Sonny Styles pick at 6. I think if that's what you could really get some draft capital out of 100%. That. But you did tell him to no trade, so maybe he just took the best available at that point.
And that's the other thing too. There's a lot of arguments, even with the 92.3 The Fan, the Carmen show, and then you got the Big Cleveland show. And there's guys that are like, yeah, we're just going to, there's some of them. I think it's sometimes just to be different. We're just going to take the best player available. We're not.
I don't think you do that in this draft.
Don't do that in this draft, guys. 100% don't do that in this draft. If it's the best player available and they're there at 6, you're making a trade. If it's not the guy.
Well, there's just too much. There's too much talent, especially high level talent at positions of need. Don't be retards. Don't draft a fucking defensive tackle at 5 again. I swear to God.
Right. All right. So that was actually going through pick 107. And I think I have one more. Once again, thanks, Mr. Llama, the real llama. And
that's my kind of guy right
there. And I found this. This was another guy that was over on TikTok. He didn't submit it to us, but I knew that you would love this mock. So Carnell Tate going at 6. Denzel.
I love Max Clare.
Going at 24. Absolutely, though, not taking offensive linemen at pick 6 or
pick 107.
Yeah. I mean, waiting till 107, correct.
Like I just said, though, I mean, they've done a lot. They've put a lot of investment in the offensive line and free agency. I think the Oregon kid, maybe at 107, is the better bet. But Max Clare at 39, as much as we got the guy at tight end, I think he's smaller, and I think they're going to need somebody out of this draft class that's a little bit bigger guy that can be a little bit better run blocker. You're going to use him out of the slot and things like that. So I do think tight end is a position of need just for forming out the offense.
Well, and I had somebody even argue with me on one of the mocks that I did about Max Clare. It's like, we got Fannin. We don't need a tight end. Wrong. You're wrong. because we've seen the 2 and 3 tight end sets that this new age NFL is winning.
Yeah.
Yes, you do. And especially
you need talent,
especially
at least at the
No, go ahead.
first 2 slots. Yeah, you need 2 good tight ends at least. One, injury purposes. 2, just to. A lot of these teams are doing two tight end sets, whether that's out of the spread or, 2 tight end sets out of the single back, whatever.
I will tell you this though, Max Clare in almost every mock that I did is available to us with that pick number 70. 90% of the mocks, he's there. So I think 39 is a little bit rich to go ahead and take Max Clare.
I think that's tackle or maybe I think Boston might be there, or you can move up a little bit to get him there. But no, I mean, that's if you can come out of this draft, Carnell Tate, Denzel Boston, I'm telling you, this offense will hum.
Yeah. And maybe you want to go ahead and take well, let me ask you this. Isaiah World, would you take him at 39? Although he's also mocked clear out in most of the rankings.
I mean, why wouldn't you just wait till 70 maybe if he's going to be there at 70?
Right.
Because I think like I said, with 24 you could probably get a tackle, or like get your Denzel Boston there, or the kid out of Indiana, Cooper, and then with 39 possibly get the tackle out of Clemson or something like that. But yeah, I mean, there's so many different things that they could do and win this draft. That's why if they don't win this draft, my car is going directly into Berea.
You know what? We shouldn't go into Berea. We should just go and do donuts there at Brook Park. Just right on the side of the new stadium. Start spinning out. Just wait for the rain.
Just go, just go there and put down a case of beer and leave the empties there so they get used to it.
Oh, so good. I love it. I love it. Bud Clark at 70. I'm not familiar with him. I'm going to tell you that right now. I've
seen J.C. Davis in a lot of mocks.
I have too.
I've seen that.
But I knew you would like this mock. I do like this. The one I wanted to show you too, and I don't know if I sent it to you actually in the chat or not, was from my original actually the one I put on the social media posts. There's 3 of them that I did last night, and I started all 3 with Carnell Tate. I will tell you this, and it has over at Pro Football Sports Network, where you can go ahead and do your free mock draft. I saw a couple guys went ahead and did that. I dropped the link in those social media posts so you guys could go ahead and try those. You don't have to pay for it like you do on Pro Football Focus.
Just get a lot of ads.
Yeah, you do. There's a lot of pop-ups. That's the bitch of it. But but it actually
it's free.
It does have real time. What's up in the top left corner? It has like real time where you are and how the players have been moving. Like the consensus with the media.
Well, and it gives you like 4 or 5 different ranking books.
Yes.
To work off.
Now the one I was generally using was consensus. So basically, I would assume, I don't know this for sure because I didn't look into it, but the consensus ranking I'd assume is like the other 4, the combined and the average between those 4. I don't know that for sure. I didn't Google it to find out, or if that consensus is actually some other type of company that puts out their own mocks. I'm not sure.
It's probably just like a molding of all the ones they have.
That's what I thought. So I made sure to use the consensus tab whenever I did the mocks. I will tell you this, just going back to when I was doing even these mocks last night, Carnell Tate was coming off the board 50% of the time before the Browns. And that was,
I'm telling you,
that was,
he's going to
it was probably 60 to 70% more of the time than when I was doing the mocks here just about 3 weeks ago.
And I was really hoping he didn't have a great 40 time. I was kind of hoping that'd slide him down, but he's going to be the first wide receiver off.
Well, and even all the sports pundits are talking about it. And now when 1 or 2 of them, start just spitting, I get that. But more than one, I'm hearing it's Carnell Tate. Then it's these other guys. Like Carnell Tate, regardless of his 40, his route tree. And there was a guy that I watched that absolutely broke it down. In the way.
He's 6'2", 215. He's like prototype.
And he doesn't drop the ball.
Right.
He does not drop the ball, which he's the anti-Judy. Okay? So if you have a big receiver like that, and you got Shedeur Sanders, who you hope is going to be the future of the franchise, why would you not want to have a big wide receiver who runs a great route tree and can go and get balls? And also his contested balls were like off the charts.
Would you trade up to 5 or 4 to be able to get him?
Oh, man, that's a great question. And I actually thought about that.
Because I feel, dude, I just in my balls, I felt this whole time the Giants are taking him.
Well,
they're going to load up that offense.
There's guys, they're talking about Tennessee possibly taking him.
Yeah.
There was talk earlier today or yesterday of the Jets taking him at 2. So you got Garrett Wilson and the Jets, but then you got
not going to be able to trade up that far.
No. But I don't see, in my mind, the Jets are going to, like, I don't understand if you're the Jets and you draft Orville Reese or Sonny Styles, or you go get the edge out of Texas, slipped my mind, which they need, but they need all those pieces. But if the quarterback situation, you brought Geno Smith back and you're recycling.
When you still have Garrett Wilson.
You do. So, okay, that's fine. So you got 2 stud wide receivers from Ohio State.
I don't see the Jets doing that. I don't, because I mean Tate's great, but is he really number 2 in the draft that good?
Yeah.
With what's else out there? I think that Giants pick could be the one where if you know, if you got to move up and you got to give up a third, your first, maybe something next year, I would try your damnedest to keep 24.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Are you giving up? Now you asked me that. Are you giving up 24 to move up 1 spot?
I honestly, yes, I would.
Because then essentially you're giving up 2 first-round picks for this guy.
We need a wide receiver. We have not had a bona fide number 1. I mean, I love Jarvis, but he wasn't threatening anybody.
No.
I mean, Jarvis was.
Love him. I have an autographed jersey in my basement. Love the dude, right. But he's still a slot guy.
Right.
That's not, loved him. And I did.
That's what, Odell was supposed to be the number 1 at that point.
Sure.
But I mean, I would. We'll see how the draft unfolds, but I would do, if they had to trade up, I would do everything possible not to have to give up that 24th pick. Maybe if they get another second round back with that, so you could kind of get at the top of that second round to maybe move back into the first round at the later part to get another wide receiver or whatever. There's so many variables there that if you had to, dude, I would much rather trade up for Tate than trade back and get McConnell.
I mean, would the Giants
or
Tennessee, would they have to go ahead and give you their pick in the second round then with that, and you would be good with that?
Yeah.
Okay. See, I don't know. I don't know if I'd go that far.
I would much rather trade up for Tate than trade back for Mekhi Lemon.
Yeah.
I would.
Yeah.
Sue me.
No, that's fine. I mean, what you and I, we've been staunch about this. We are not about Mekhi Lemon, and we're just not. I mean, that's not our guy for 100%. One of the other ones. This was some of the ones that I went ahead and put out. Which like I said, I don't know if I sent it to you in the chat. I had Carnell Tate at 6. Blake Miller, Strongsville kid. After I started reading about him a little bit. At Clemson, offensive tackle at 24. This is a guy here, Chris Bell, and I had him about two different mocks. This guy had,
wide receiver, Louisville.
Yeah, he had a really bad ACL injury. But from what different sites that I've read, this guy probably would have been up in the first round, like high first round, if that injury wouldn't have happened. Big receiver. Depending on how that ACL came out, it seemed to be okay.
I don't think we're getting Pickens.
No. I don't know if I want that head case anyway. Might as well draft by Lemon.
Well, at least Pickens is very large.
He is. That's true. That's true.
I just, with where we're at, is if we had our quarterback situation was good, you know, and he could bring him in here kind of like Tom did with AB or something like that. Mm-hmm. That's a different situation. We got to get our quarterback right, and I think having head cases at wide receiver is just not suitable for that.
Also, can you imagine this? Can you imagine a locker room with Jerry Jeudy and Pickens in it?
Oh.
Now think about that. Pickens is out there every post game just riding Judy's block hands, just bashing Jeudy.
That's going to be 2019 Browns all over again.
That's going to
come get us.
Yeah, that's going to be literally and figuratively. He's bashing Jerry Jeudy like post game every week. Yeah. I don't think we want to do that. Although, unless somehow we can go ahead and get Jeudy out of there as part of that deal, maybe we're, then you go ahead and get, Pickens, Carnell Tate at 6.
Well, that's your trade down.
That's right. Yeah. You trade back. So then you're going to go ahead and get Denzel Boston at 24 then?
I mean, yeah, that wide receiver room will be nasty.
I'm also worried, and I know that you were kind of big on this guy too, was Jordan Tyson and the injury that guy.
Little injury history.
The injury history's good with that guy. Can't.
Yeah, I mean,
healthy.
I don't think anybody can be as bad as Tillman on that. So
okay, that's fair. That's fair. I mean, but Jordan Tyson, remember when he came out, when Cedric Tillman came out, Jalen Hyatt was the guy that the Giants drafted that year, and he was Tennessee. It was Hyatt and Tillman,
right?
Who came out, and they were like the 1-2, and neither one of those receivers panned out. So
right, I mean, when Tillman's on the field, he looks good.
Yeah,
can't stay on the field, and it's concussion related, which is even worse.
Right.
You can only have so many of those.
Right. But I think Chris Bell, like if they were able to get that guy, and he's a big receiver,
third roundish.
Yeah, I have Chris Bell going at 39, possibly. I have Carnell.
Is he up that far?
Yeah, I have like Carnell Tate at 6, Blake Miller at 24, Chris Bell at 39.
Yeah, we've talked about him. I've heard a lot of good things about him too, but then if you're looking
at I have Keelan.
ACL stuff is not as bad as somebody having, nagging hamstrings or concussion stuff.
True.
ACL nowadays, they usually come back stronger and faster.
Right. Then I had Keelan Rutledge, guard out of Georgia Tech, and Tacario Davis, cornerback out of Washington, at 107 in that mock. That's one of the ones I put up on actually the social media posts. I put 3 different ones, but they had some similar players in them. But anyway, is that the last one we want to do then?
I think
so. Okay. All right.
We got the Hosey thing.
Yeah, let's go ahead and get that. Something else we want to do tonight. Ryan's all about this too, and I thought it was a great idea. Now we're getting into baseball a little bit. Indians got their asses handed to them last night. Chris Sale and the Braves. Tanner Bybee not looking good. 13-1. First series that they've lost this year, though. So I will say that, about the Indians.
Yeah. Well, and they have I can't remember the guy's name, but yesterday, they have a young pitcher coming up. He's had like 10 starts in the majors.
Yeah, I was actually talking to my dad about it.
13 runs.
Yeah, he's pretty good.
We know how to roll out the pitcher.
I mean, Bybee though, was just getting shelled in that game. I think he
early in the year, it's hard to tell with the starters.
And he gave up 8 earned runs. And Atlanta Braves baseball. That's all they have there.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, quite honestly, it's all they have, and now you got Stefanski. So really, that's the only thing you're going to have for a while. Maybe Stefanski can roll out there and, every time the Falcons lose and say, yeah, go look at spring training. We still got Atlanta. Anything you can do.
We got to get better.
Yeah.
Everyone,
We got to get
including
better
myself,
like the Braves. Our goal is to get better like the Braves. Okay. Anyway, what Ryan wanted to do here is put Jose Ramirez up against what we feel is Jose Ramirez already a top 5 or even better since 1993, the year Jacobs Field opened. Progressive Field now, right? Or is 4?
Yeah.
Was it 4?
94.
4? Okay, sorry.
Year of the strike.
That's right. Because we were on a roll that season too. Basically, we were just going to go back and forth. I just made a few notes of my own on a little bit of these, on some of these guys.
And I just want to kind of put it out there too. Like, sentimentally, I think Jose is going to be is the best Cleveland, at least the most favorite Cleveland sports figure probably in the last 50 years, just for staying, because all these guys left. Right. I mean, Omar, he was at the end of his run anyway.
Yeah, or you're just talking baseball.
Well, definitely baseball, but just Jose Ramirez is with the Cat, or even against Cavs players with LeBron and all that stuff. Like, he decided to stay here, and that does mean something.
Yeah.
But we're kind of getting into who's the best.
Okay.
Who's been the best since we built that stadium.
Right. And, go ahead.
Well, first one here I have is Manny. He was like my favorite player growing up.
You have him above Ramirez right now in your top 5? This is where it's tough. This is where I thought I thought this segment was going to be really good.
So the thing is, I love Jose so much. We got to the World Series in 2016. He was a big part of that. Sure. He's been a big part of a lot of fun runs lately. Obviously, we don't spend any money, so it's hard to build anything that's going to do anything in October. But it's just almost like a different world of when Manny was here in Cleveland. I mean, the guy was batting 7th in the lineup, hitting 30 home runs.
Yeah.
And by the time he left, he was probably the most feared right-handed hitter in the league.
Mm-hmm.
But I think at this point, now that Jose has the record now in games played in an Indians uniform, I'll probably have to give him the edge. But there was just the absolute dominance of Manny from like 96 to 2000.
Right.
The last year he was here, had like 165 RBIs. I mean, come on.
Right.
And look at the batting average. I mean, he was never. It almost seemed like he was never in a slump.
And then the fact that he went to Boston and helped them win a World Series.
Right. Well, and I remember this is back when I actually would get the paper just to read up on the Indians and stuff like that in the offseason. Because, Manny wasn't supposed to leave. And the Yankees were really trying to go out and get him. And he said he was tired of seeing the Yankees win it. So we all thought he was coming back. And then boom, he goes to Boston.
Right.
And then the same thing with Tommy. I couldn't believe Tommy left for like an extra $1 million. It just made no fucking sense to me.
Right. But
he ended up getting a ring there, right?
Tommy?
Yeah, Philly.
Yo, that's right. I was thinking the White Sox.
Well, he went to the White Sox,
yeah.
But they won a ring. I think it was like 2005.
Yeah, I think so.
Like Ordonez and
yeah. Wasn't Ozzie Guillen? Wasn't he the coach at that time?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I
mean, I'm so old. I remember Ozzie Guillen as a player.
Right. So what do you have, Jose over Manny?
I think when it's going to be all said and done, I think Jose's going to be there. Jose, as Hamilton would say, Jose. He's going to be the greatest Indian ever.
I mean, he's on Mount Rushmore
Oh yeah, 100%.
at the very least.
And the argument there, and it's not even now. Here's my thing. I don't know if he passes Tommy for me yet. That's my tough one. That's my tough one there. Oh, I like the graphic. I like what you did there.
Yeah.
Now, yeah. The war number. The war number, and they're
it's low.
Yeah, but Rameriz is probably going to have the biggest war average number when it's all said and done.
Probably. Well, average per year, I think Manny was still a little higher than him. So.
Okay.
Tommy's war number, for me, I was like, how? The last 2 years he was here, he hit over 100 home runs.
Right. Yeah.
I mean, and Tommy was talk about big time. Like, how many times do you remember seeing him walk off in the playoffs, in the World Series? I mean, he hit some big shots.
Yeah. And it goes back to that sentimental value you're talking about too.
I mean, those teams were just so fun to watch. Every night.
You didn't realize what you had until it was gone.
Yeah, it was like, we're winning the Central this year again. It's just everyone knew that. It was how far can we go this year?
Setting the streak for the home games, and they had the number.
Yeah.
455? They had it over on the right field wall.
Yeah, we're talking about them getting people in the stands. It's like, dude, people were there. People were there if it was 20 degrees out.
Yeah,
packed.
Yeah.
The Yankees weren't doing that.
No,
and they were winning World Series.
No. I mean, hell, the Yankees going to them. If you've ever watched like a regular season game of the Yankees, like it looks fuller than really what it is, because like all the big money people like down there behind, right close up.
Yeah, look out in the outfield. Look at those second and third levels. Yeah,
and then go and look at us. Go and look at the Indians. And I'm not saying now. Go look at some of those games back in the 90s. The home run porch out in left field, standing room only. People were pushing out the gate.
Yeah.
They're pushing out the gate. There's people
they had
people that had kids on top of their shoulders that was waiting for a ball to fly over. Gave two shits about if their kid gets hit with the ball and gets a concussion.
Right. Well, and they would have like 15 to 20 walk-off wins every year. So very high likelihood you're about to see something awesome.
Right. I think
like you wouldn't leave. If they were down 7-1 in the 8th inning, you're not
leaving. Because you know what's going to happen. And I remember the one walk-off, and I can't even remember what year that was, where Lofton had one. And I think the game went to 13, 14 innings. It seems to me.
Is that the longest one at Jacobs Field?
It might have been
for a while.
Yeah, I was at that game. But yeah,
well, we were at the Mariners game where they came back 13-2.
Great game.
And Dad left. I mean, we were young. We were listening to it on the train going back.
Yeah, on the tram.
Going back to the car, and then listened to it at the end. Like, damn.
Right.
I've watched the highlight of that game a few times.
It was like that.
And that was 2001. I mean, that was Edgar Martinez and Roberto Alomar.
Yeah,
I mean,
the spitter.
Yep, Miguel Cabrera.
Yeah,
but Lofton had a big moment in that game too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, Tommy, it's hard, man. Like, he was just such a stud.
Yeah, and and that stance he always had, and not to say that Jose doesn't have a great. He does. I mean, in the bat speed, that Jose has, and Tommy, being that lefty too, was always kind of like it was just cool.
Right. When he was a monster.
Even though, I know Jose can, switch hit. I'm with you on that. The sentimental value also with Tommy. So I should probably take that out of it. But I think it would also help if this Indians team would make some deeper runs again. And who knows, maybe this is going to be one of those years. Maybe this is going to be. I don't know. How about, speaking of that, how about Kenny Lofton? Yeah.
I mean, Kenny was electric.
Yeah.
And that's, with these numbers, it's hard to compare them when it comes to the power numbers. But I mean, he was lifetime here in Cleveland, 300 batting average.
Yeah.
He drew a lot of walks, and when he got on base, he was getting second base.
Yeah.
I mean, when you talk about don't leave, they're down 7-1. It usually started with Kenny getting a stretch bunt or getting a walk, getting stuff started. I mean, the top of the lineup was perfect. You had him, then you had Omar,
Right.
who could hit switch, and then whoever was batting third at that time.
Yeah, I mean the batting average is definitely there, but
and what he did in the outfield. I mean,
yeah,
he was on Sports Center almost every night doing shit out in the outfield.
Yeah, I agree. But when you think about Rameriz being over at third base,
even when he played second, I would give Hosey the edge. But I mean, Kenny's going to always have a special place in the heart.
Yeah.
Just because, well, one, Kenny wasn't here in '97 when we went to the World Series, so they both had the one and only World Series.
Great point.
One only World Series here in Cleveland, and good. Yeah, 2016. That's still like, how did we lose that? But and '97. I mean, both of those World Series we had them.
We had it. Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, Kenny is just he was here 3 different times, and that coming back in 2007 in that Red Sox series, guy holding him up at third, like the man never got a ring. All those teams he was on, from the Braves to the Yankees, to the Cubs to the Giants, he was there with Barry Bonds. Like, I feel so horrible for him, and just him getting shafted from the Hall of Fame just makes no sense to me.
Yeah. Well, and go ahead.
He was, I think in '94, he was like third in MVP voting as a guy that wasn't hitting for power in a time where people were hitting 40 or 50 home runs easy.
Right.
I mean, he was just that kind of a player.
So Lofton is still the stolen base king when it comes to the Indians. Ramirez is now second.
Yeah, he's probably getting pretty close.
Yeah.
Hosey is a second 5-tool guy.
He's also second all time behind Toby in RBIs.
I think he just passed him.
Did he just pass him?
Maybe I had this down wrong. Yeah, I think he passed him. Yeah, in Cleveland.
Okay.
But definitely behind him in home runs. But you would think that he's gonna catch up to him at some point.
He's gonna break that. He's gonna break that at some point. I mean, barring any kind of injury.
And if he can get to that 400 home run club as a switch hitter, I think the only other one was Eddie Murray.
Right? I think, yeah. It seems
so. I mean, there's no way he's not getting into Canton.
No. Or Cooperstown. Cooperstown, yeah.
I had Omar up here.
Okay, that's another one that was going to probably be my top 5. And here's the reason, like, he's in my top 5. Obviously, the sentimental value also, but also the amazing shit he did at shortstop. Just absolutely. You want to talk about ESPN highlight reels and their top 10s back in the day.
Him and Baerga, and then him and Alomar.
This dude,
anybody
all the time.
My favorite was, the him and Alomar in the middle. That was just,
yeah. You
don't see that type of infield anymore.
Yeah. So you're talking like post, Carlos Baerga.
Yeah, like 98 to 02, maybe. Because Roberto Alomar was a freaking dog here. He just wasn't here that long.
Well, because then you had in between there, didn't you have was Marquise Grissom in there? Center field. No, Tony Fernandez.
Yeah,
Tony Fernandez.
He's the one
that's right.
Drop the fucking ball at second there.
Thanks.
Game 7.
Buckner. Right now, fielding wise, and I was actually going to look this up. I don't know how many Gold Gloves the two of them have.
I think Omar had over 10.
Yeah, it's crazy.
He was here 11 years. I think he had 10 Gold Gloves, 9 or something like that.
I mean, from a field
he was
point,
and he was great switch hitter as well. Doesn't have the power numbers,
No.
obviously.
He did.
But he was always hitting 280, 285.
He did
like,
start getting a little
base.
bit more power towards the end of his career.
Yeah.
But that's not what you wanted out of him.
No, he's good on the base pass.
Yeah.
Like he'd get Lofton moved over to third
Right.
or whatever. He did his job.
That's what you wanted out of him. You wanted to move Lofton. Yep. You wanted Lofton to steal a base, and then you wanted to have Omar either move him over to third
for Eddie or for
and
whoever was up next,
right?
Yeah, or Tommy or whoever was batting third that day.
Yeah,
Matt Williams, whoever.
Yeah, Travis Hafner.
He wasn't there with.
No.
Well, I think he was at the beginning.
No,
I
was going to ask you, as far as third base goes, though. I mean, he's not.
Third base?
Yeah. What he at third base there for a bit? What after?
No, Tommy started at third.
I know he started there.
Hafner was always first.
Was he? Okay.
Yeah.
Maybe I was thinking of Matt Williams then, but I thought there was somebody that was post that. I'm trying to think of
Travis
Fryman, not Hafner.
Fryman was good.
Correct.
Fryman was really good, really good defender, and he could hit. He was hitting 20 homers.
Right.
There was a cycle. We had Jeff Kent here for a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, at second, there was just so much talent coming into that lineup.
Paul Sorrento.
Yeah, Richie Sexton.
Man, Richie Sexton, who decided not to play basketball and being 6'9".
Right. So out there hitting dingers.
Right.
Sandy Albert Bell. I almost put Albert Bell in there. He wasn't here long enough. As I told Sean, I was like,
yeah,
if he was here for another 4 or 5 years, he probably there would be no contest.
Would Albert Bell be one on this?
Yeah,
really.
I think he could have done.
As far as being feared, well, let me ask you this: who was more feared in your mind, Manny Ramirez or Albert Bell?
At their best?
Yeah.
That's a good question.
I got to go Ramirez.
I think Ramirez. But he never hit 50 either.
No, true.
But he hit like 45 a couple times.
Yeah.
Manny was good, man. Bell was also like, just that lineup just still is insane. Like that's murderer's row.
I also got to give, speaking of Bell and the way that people he wanted to fight people. Yeah. Let's not forget that if you want to go ahead and put Ramirez up there, don't forget where he just cold cocked the dude from the White Sox a couple years back.
Right. Down goes Anderson.
Tanner, that's it. I couldn't think of Anderson. I couldn't think of his name. I could see it. Down goes Anderson. I loved it. I think.
Yeah, dude, he's got a lot of, and when you think about it, like he's been here since 13. Like he's been here for a fucking long time.
Yeah.
There's been a lot of different sea changes in the roster and everything since he's been here.
And
he's been a rock.
I also have to give it to him on this. Also, he wants to stay here. He would have got moved. He would have got big money wherever.
Yeah, the last 2 times he was up for a deal.
Money. I mean, the Dolan should be sucking this guy off. For letting him have one more Bentley.
He is Keith Hernandez. Keith Hernandez, isn't that who Nolan Ryan beat the hell out of?
Oh, no, that was Robin Yount.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I thought it was positive.
You could be right. I thought Keith Hernandez was this White Sox guy. I was asking.
Oh, he could have. I mean, I remember Keith. Oh, no, I was thinking of Keith Fernandez. I was thinking of the Mets.
Oh, dude, Jose's the most loyal player in all of sports.
Right.
Because it's not like they've done a lot to build around him.
What is
sad to say?
It is the Dolans.
Yeah. Well, they're supposed to have new ownership in there that is supposed to start dealing out some money. Right?
Are they?
I think.
Okay.
I don't know where they are in that process, but from what I've been hearing, they're supposed to be helping out on the salary front. So, because they got a good young team now. It's like, dude, just go out, get a bat, maybe 2 bats, and see where you go. mean, if the Twins can double outspend you,
Mm-hmm.
and you still end up winning the division most of the time,
And that's what kills you about it. That's what kills you about
Right.
this organization is the fact that they totally underspend, but they consistently make these runs, just like they did and put Detroit in the shit can at the end of last season, and all the Detroit fans were just drowning in their chunky soup.
well, then they beat us in the first round.
Okay, yeah, and they did. So
because we had no hitting.
Yeah,
None.
Yeah, and last,
but it'll be interesting to see where they are in June and July. See, Hosey starts warming up because he's only batting like 180 something.
Yeah, it's a long season. By the way,
DeLauder looked
2 of 2 last night in the 13-1 loss against starting pitcher Chris Sale.
Yeah.
Just wanted to throw that out there. And don't forget, Manzana's going to be coming.
Manzardo. And he bat like 0.80, 080 or 080 or something like that.
Down at the Clippers?
No, Manzardo's the first baseman. You're talking about
Travis Manzana.
Oh, Manzana. I think you said Manzardo.
No. Our first round.
Yeah, we'll see. Isn't he only hitting like 230 down there?
Huh?
Isn't he only hitting like 230 down there?
I don't know. He had a walk-off last Friday night.
Okay.
I mean,
anybody that has any hint of power, they need to bring up.
I mean, get that guy up here. I mean, and then you're going to have and depending on how they put them in the lineup, you essentially could have Quan, and you could have DeLauder in there, and Manzana in there, and
Quan's horrible.
Huh?
Quan's been horrible. I think he's
looking
for a contract. But again, it's early.
It is.
Baseball.
It is. I mean, there was a time here, a couple of years back where Quan, it's like if you just want to get on DraftKings and bet a hit for the game, I mean, it's like, do it. Like, easy money. Until you start putting like overseas tennis and parlaying that shit in with it.
Mm.
For some reason,
yes.
I hate it. I hate my life for doing that. I hate myself.
You love it.
I do love it. I do love doing it at the time. I think that's called, being an absolute degenerate and having a problem. But quick little story talking about DraftKings. A couple buddies of mine, I said, hey, I only have one game left. You need to go and put your car on the Vancouver Canucks, who have the worst record in hockey, to beat the highly favored Anaheim Ducks, because that's the last leg I need to close off this parlay. And sure enough, they beat the Anaheim Ducks last night. I should have texted you and said, Ryan, trust me on this. It's the last leg I need. And
well, as soon as I hit that bet in, something dumb would happen.
I should have said, you know what? Go ahead and put a bet down on it. And if it goes the other way and I end up winning the parlay, I'll split the parlay with you to cover your bet. I think it's called a Raw Dogger Syndicate. All right, man. Go ahead.
So that's called hedging.
It is. With an H, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Wasn't sure. I didn't hear that. I heard the E in there. That's all I heard. All right. Anything else you want to bring up tonight? I love the graphics. Thank you for doing that. You were right in the ballpark with me too. Bell's actually outside of that top 5 for me as well. You basically, and you and I text a little bit about it, but I think Tomey might be the only guy that's ahead of Rameriz right now, but I think Rameriz is going to take that. And if the Indians do make a run here, and
yeah, it's gonna be no doubt.
Yes, it's gonna be no.
There'll be no competition.
Regardless, I think Rameriz is going to have his name in the Ring of Honor for sure. I mean, if that asshole Bob Feller, who I was talking to you about, could have his name up there, Jose Rameriz is going to have his name up there. I might go out there with a hammer and a chisel and have you drop me over from the 5 deck, and I will knock Feller's name off of there.
Fucking A.
Fuck that guy.
All right. Well,
Anyway,
hey, anybody, thanks for being live in the chat tonight. We enjoyed that.
absolutely.
If you guys want to get involved with our Discord, should be all that information is in the description.
Yeah.
Free. And we want to start getting some Crying Jordan stuff in there. We're gonna do you just kind of talk shit in there, whatever articles you see.
I actually
throw 'em in
submitted a
there.
Crying Jordan in there. I didn't know if you happened to see it.
Oh, I did. I got to
No, that's okay.
fix my notes.
And we actually, I got a notification. We did get a Discord follower last night.
Nice.
That wasn't a.
We're gonna keep building on that, and that's how you guys can join the show. So
Yeah, and
all that information is there.
might as well just go ahead and throw this out there. Maybe we can just say, hey, if you want to, go ahead and send any more mocks.
Yeah,
you can.
And that's you can send mock drafts in there. We'll have. I'll look at that tonight and make sure we have all the right channels that we want.
Sure,
to have in there.
sure, love it.
Yeah, if you guys have any questions, just message into the show or message into one of us. And I just now realized my name's Sean Watson on here.
Oh, so is mine. What's up, brother?
But yeah,
hey,
I think
better late than never.
We're good to go. It's always got to be something.
Right. Hopefully we'll have this audio situation worked out. All right, guys. Thanks for everything. Thanks for submitting your mock drafts. Once again, we are going to live stream the entire first round of the NFL round 1 Thursday. What we talked about
might do Friday as well.
Yeah, 7 o'clock.
Yeah,
we'll get on by 7. First pick around 8.
I was thinking 6, but at least by 7.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
Might do a little riff-raff beforehand. See if and may have some guests on maybe before.
Oh, I'd love that. Love that.
Get into the Discord and we'll get all that set up.
Okay. All right, guys. Thank you so much. And Raw Dog
out.